Welcome in, welcome in. Let's go ahead and get it started. Welcome in, everybody. Mr. Richard here. Welcome to the Rich Get Richard. This is a live podcast, webinar, Q&A, whatever adjective you want to use to describe this. But what we sit here and we do is we talk about different types of money, different types of ways to make money, different ways to get ahead, and we focus on things that you are doing and you feel like you're doing them right, but in actuality, you're doing them way wrong. So I like you to know that, you know, there are people out here who genuinely want to help people because my main objective is because I've already made enough money in my lifetime to satisfy everything I want to do for the rest of my life, right? I'm almost in coast mode. And once you have a certain skill or you're actually decent at something, you should want to give back and teach and educate others. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm here. You know, I talk for free. I educate for free. Sometimes if you want to get into some consultation stuff and some deeper dive stuff, if you want me to audit your taxes, if you want to work on a business structure or work on real estate structure, sometimes when I do stuff like that, I might charge a premium or something like that. But just the Q&A just on here, social media pretty much costs most people or none of y'all. They don't cost anything to be here. So someone said, I'm so tired. I feel you, sir, or ma'am. I don't know if you're a guy or girl. But we have all been there. We've all struggled. We've all had adversity in our lives. The only difference between successful people struggling and adversity and poor people or middle class people is that when they struggle for a reason and they struggle with a purpose. So I'm gonna kind of break that down a little bit too. So let's think about that. You struggle. I have struggled. The only difference is that when I struggled with an objective. I struggled with a purpose. I've struggled with a goal. I've struggled with the anticipation of being somewhere better. If you are going through your life and you're just doing the day-to-day stuff and you're paying your bills and you're going to work and you're dealing with family stuff or you're dealing with, going to the gym, you're doing all that stuff, but what's your grand scheme? What's your main objective? What are you doing as the big picture? And a lot of people can't even answer that. If I asked you, what do you want to do with your life? And people say stuff like this. I'm not even making this up. I can't even exaggerate some of this stuff. I want to get money. I want to get money. What do you want to do with your life? I want to get money. I want to be paid. Like I want to be rich. Like I don't know what that means, right? And if I can't define it and other people can't define it, then more than likely you can't define it. Like I said, struggle with an objective. What is your objective? If you're going to go to work every day and you're going to live check to check and you're going to deal with people that you freaking hate, you're going to deal with a boss you freaking hate. Why? Why are you doing this? It's because society told you to do this? Because you want to do this? You want to go to work? You want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning? You want to deal with traffic? You want to damn talk to somebody that you freaking hate, at your job that smells weird, or somebody that gets on your nerves, or a know-it-all, or a boss that don't do shit. That's what you want to do. That's your choice. And a lot of people are going to say, well, I do it because I have to. I mean, you don't have to do anything. Do whatever you want. You don't have to be here now. You can leave. You can just stroll up and go to the next person. It doesn't make a difference. Your life has choices, regardless if you think so or not. And just like whenever you get that income coming in from your job, what you pay and how much you pay is a choice. If you live check to check, that is a choice. You can choose to live below your means. You can choose to not eat as much, eat out as much. You can choose not to have a $800 car payment. You can choose not to have a BMW. You can choose to have a Honda, right? You need a BMW. You need an SUV. You need a car payment. You need Netflix. You need to eat out. You need to go to the club. You need to take a vacation. You need to go out of town. You need new clothes. You need new shoes. You know, all choices. This is where it gets good, people. Your choices dictate what you don't choose, though. If you make bad choices throughout your life, then your life becomes harder. If you get $1,000 car payment, you have to work harder at a job to pay for that car. If you decide to have kids out of wedlock, which I'm not knocking people with kids, you know, if you choose that life, don't be mad if your baby mama or your baby daddy want to put you on child support. Don't be mad if your baby daddy don't want to help out. That was the choice that you made. Now you got to live with your choices, right? But you can correct or fix bad choices in your life. But that in itself is a choice. You got to choose to do better, make better financial decisions. And one of them is investing on any level, right? How much money are you investing every month? This is a choice. You don't have to invest, but people who don't invest their money a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, more than likely are going to be doing the same shit they're doing today. Think about what you were doing 5 years ago. Think about what you were doing this time last year. If it's the same thing you were doing now, you're messing up. If you've made no progression in life, you need to change something. And a lot of people don't even know if they're making progression or not. So everybody here, a quick, easy challenge. Get you a piece of paper or a pen, or even get your note out on your phone. Set a calendar reminder for this day 1 year from now. And in the reminder, I want you to put how much money you have in the savings, how much you have in checking, how much you have in investing, how much, if you have a home, everything financial. And then also put your credit scores. Okay? Put your credit scores with your savings, checking, put it into it. Or you can even do this too. You can even write it down on a piece of paper. Take a picture of it, send that on a calendar of that picture 1 year from now. And after 1 year's time, you look at that and then look at what you got now. If they're even remotely close, you are failing. If 1 year's time has passed and you're doing the same shit you're doing right now, you are failing in life. Life is about progression. Life is about starting at a point and working your way up. Your point in your life is not to be stagnant. The Creator did not create you to be the same person you are every year for the rest of your life. You know, it just doesn't. What's the point of life if you're not progressing in it or thriving in it? The Creator, whatever you believe in, wants you to have more. There's an abundance of money out here. The government prints out money every day. Billions of dollars are printed. Billions. Look at what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying to you. There's billions of dollars being created. Now, money is not going to be just destroyed. They take the money and they throw it into the system. And now it's your job to go out there and get it. It's going somewhere. When you go to bed tonight and you wake up tomorrow, $1 billion will be printed. Are you going to get some of it? Or are you going to be content with the money you got? You know, somebody on here keeps talking about like OnlyFans and robbery. Hey, brother, you need guidance. If your only avenue of thinking is OnlyFans, selling drugs, robbery, you have a poor person's mentality. How about some real estate? How about using the bank's money to go buy Airbnbs? How about using the bank's money to buy cars and put them on Turo? How about buying an existing business? How about a Dunkin' Donuts? You talk about drugs. What about buying a pharmacy? Let's do that. Let's buy a pharmacy. And every time we service somebody, we get $3 or $10 or $100. Let's do that. Or even a nightclub. Thank you. Use that brain for more in the hat rack. What about a nightclub? Like you want a strip club? You want to talk about drug dealers and robbing and stuff? Cool, I get it. What about a nightclub? You think the person who owns that nightclub out here spending their money on Hellcats, Gucci, Louis? Hell no. He see the people that come in the damn club spending $500 to $1,000 on liquor that he bought from up the street for $30. He or she probably don't even drink. I want you to think about that. He or she probably don't even drink. And y'all throwing y'all money, spending money on alcohol, making it rain, thinking y'all the coolest thing in the world, while he's taking that money back to his community. He's probably not a black dude, probably some Middle Eastern or Asian dude or a white dude. Because those are the kind of guys who owns the nightclubs, who owns the strip club, who owns the exotic clubs. Those are those type of people, man. They take that money and then they invest it. And then that investment money makes them more money. And they pulling up in the Maseratis, the Lambos, whatever they want, while y'all spending all y'all money in the club trying to impress people that you'll never see again in your life. Think about the last time you went to the club. How many people you still remember from there? None. So why the fuck am I spending all my money trying to make it rain? Why am I spending $500 to $1,000 on a bottle service? Y'all got the game messed up, people. Y'all looking at this shit way wrong. And like someone said, yeah, rich people hang out with a lot of rich people, and a lot of rich people don't even look like they're rich. Like this is a limited edition hat. This is like a $70 hat. This is a $12,000 watch. This is a $500 titanium black platinum ring. Do I need a flashy ass necklace? You know how crispy I look? You know how crispy I look with a damn Jesus piece right now with all this black on? But it brings me no value. It makes me no money. I could give a damn about that. And y'all got to learn the difference between sugar and shit. You got to learn the difference between assets and junk. That brings me no value. This watch is 14 years old and it's worth every penny I paid for it 14 years ago, or however long I got it ago, maybe like 10 years ago. It's worth the same amount of money, you know? But You guys have to get out of that workers mentality, people. You're not going to come in here. I don't know who this guy or girl is, whatever, but I'm not going to get on here and be like, drug dealers, OnlyFans, bro. You're stuck. You're stuck in the pot, bro. I can't educate you or teach you how to make some real money if you're thinking the only way to make money is drugs. Only way you can make money is OnlyFans. Only way you can make money is strip clubs. Like, dude, you need to be exposed to a whole different world of making money. Probably the house or apartment you live in has a landlord. Somebody benefits off of every aspect of your life. I want you to think about that. Now, this is where it gets deep. Every aspect of your life, somebody makes millions. And I'll even break it down. The bed you're going to go to sleep on tonight, you bought it from somebody. They made money off you. You woke up this morning in a house that someone probably rents to you. They're making money. You hopped in a car that someone sold you. They made money. You put gas in the car at a gas station. Somebody made money. You stopped and got something to eat that someone sold you. You make money. You went to a job that somebody owns. For every dollar you make them, they make 10. So they are profiting off of your work. Then you drive back home. Let me grab a quick bite to eat on the way home. They're making money there. Let me get home. Let me throw on Netflix. They make money providing you a service. Let me turn on the AC because it's hot as hell in this house. The electric company makes money. And so forth and so on. You've made 10 millionaires every day of your life. 10 millionaire billionaires. Oh man, I need a new work shirt. Let me go to Amazon. Create millionaires. Every aspect of your life, you are making somebody rich. Now, let's flip the script. How in someone else's process throughout their day can you make money? Can you sell them a bed? Buy a bed business. Can you sell them a car? Buy a car company. Can you sell someone gas? Buy a gas station. Can you sell someone food? Buy a restaurant. Can you employ people? Own a job that serves something. Can you own a subscription service? Sell something. Can you own a AC company that services air conditioners? Buy an electric company. You see what I just did? I took your basic living, the way you looking at life, and all I did was flip it upside down and gave you a different perspective. Okay? I'm showing you that people are making millions of dollars off of you. Why aren't you making $1 million off of others? The money is being created right now as we speak. They're throwing it into the system. How much of it can you get? If the answer is none, unless you're at a job, sir or ma'am, you are fucking up. Point, period, blank. If you went to sleep and you woke up with the same amount of money in your account, you shouldn't have took your ass to bed. If you went to sleep and didn't make any money while you were sleeping, you shouldn't have took your ass to bed. When I was struggling and broke, I was sleeping 2-3 hours a day. I was sleeping in my car on my lunch break because I was so tired. Now I sleep 12 hours a day. Not a boss, not a person in the world calls me unless I want them to. Pick your struggle, people. Pick your struggle. Someone talking about a sugar mama. Brother, not everybody can be helped. Not everybody will get it. You know how, like, this is what's crazy. I'm trying to put you on some game. I don't even know your name. I'm not even going to learn it. It's irrelevant. I'm trying to tell you what you need to do, but yet you're talking about guns, robbing, OnlyFans, sugar mama. I can appreciate you being here, but it's like I'm talking to myself with some people, man. And some people won't get it, right? Being successful and being rich ain't for everybody. They don't call it the 1% for no reason. Because if everybody could do it, then everybody would do it. If it could be done amongst the masses, then the masses would do it. But it takes hard work. You can't be lazy, and it's not for the faint of heart. And it's not going to happen for everybody. It's not. You just got to choose to think better. And this is what's crazy too. How often do you get to associate or ask a multimillionaire anything you want to about money? And the time that you do get to talk to this individual, you're talking about OnlyFans and sugar mamas. It's crazy. Crazy to think about it like that. You could ask a person in a position that you want to be in, anything in the world, and you bring up to him or her selling drugs, OnlyFans, strip clubs, robbing, and sugar mamas. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways. Welcome in. I just got to talking about general stuff. Hope gave y'all some motivation. Hope y'all find value in this type of stuff. If you are watching from Instagram or Twitter or Twitch or Facebook, welcome in. I see some people from Facebook in the house. I see some Twitchers in the house. See some TikTokers in the house. Click the link in the bio and then click on YouTube. Well, first of all, if you want to learn more about this type of stuff, you want to learn, if you find value in some of this stuff and you feel like, man, I feel like I can do some of this stuff that this guy's talking about, click the link in the bio, join the free class. It's called Be Your Own Boss. And also too, if you want to watch this from YouTube, they pay me to be here. Everybody else don't pay me to be here. All right. So go to YouTube, type in The Rich Get Richer. You'll see the live, click on it. If you want to follow from there, that's fine. If you don't, just watch from there and it's fine. Actually, I see your questions. I see your questions first when you comment on YouTube. So it's a lot easier for me to get to y'all questions. But let's get to some Q&A, because that's how we do it here, right? How do I feel about a Dairy Queen or a Grills or Dairy Queen and Grills? Yeah, they're franchises. They could be. It depends on, like I tell you something. Okay, they're not bad. It's just, if I'm gonna do a Dairy Queen or something like that, there's a couple of other things that I would lean towards before I do a Dairy Queen. When you think of like restaurants or you think of fast food, Dairy Queen never comes to mind. You know, I can name 10 fast food restaurants off the top of my head, and Dairy Queen wouldn't even be one, right? Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. I mean, you see how like Dairy Queen doesn't come to mind? So why would I want to invest in a Dairy Queen? Because Dairy Queen is like to me, it's like a third or fourth tier type of establishment. So if I was to do a restaurant or a fast food place, Dairy Queen wouldn't be it. But if I was to buy a Dairy Queen, it would have to be doing some serious numbers for it to be worth it, and it would have to be a price that's actually worth it. right? If they were selling it for 300,000 and they produced $200,000 a year in cash flow to me, oh shit, I'll run that, right? But a lot of people think I know what I got, I know what I'm sitting on, and then they overprice their crap, and then I'm just like, nah, I'm good. And generally, whenever those typical certain individuals who own those type of establishment, they always overvalue their stuff. I'm not gonna get into like the demographic or something like that, but you know what I mean. You can fill in the blank. But yeah, but there's and also too is a franchise. Whenever you're dealing with franchise, you have to pay a franchise fee, you have to pay an ad fee, and all this kind of stuff. But you do get help, you do get assistance, and I do like that aspect of it. So they're not bad, but there's other things that I would look into before I get into Dairy Queen. But if you're interested in that type of stuff, man, I can break down franchises, I can break down restaurants, I can help you start a restaurant, I can help you get into a non-franchise restaurant. It just depends on what you want to do. Okay, good question though. I I've got done real estate. I don't know what I mean, but I want to. I've done. I'm assuming you saying I've done real estate, and I want to get into business. Should I focus on buying a business or focus on real estate? I am. I call myself the options man. Right. I like options. So if you have a certain amount of money, or you have money that you want to devote towards something, figure out the easiest way to deploy that money and or the most cost effective way. If it's cheaper or easier to get into 5 or 6 homes with like $50,000 than it is to find a business in your area that you like, then go that route. But if you found something that you're interested in business wise, and the business is producing the kind of money and cash flow you want, then go that route, right? But I like to look at what's in my area, what type of business that I want to buy, and then I look at the real estate cost of return in certain sectors in certain areas. But that's a good question though. But everybody's different. Every state is different. You would have to look at what you kind of want to get into. And if you're doing good at real estate, just keep rolling with the real estate thing. And then one thing, I actually talk about that in my free webinar. Click the link in the bio, join the free class. I talk about if you wanted to get into real estate, the pros and cons of it. And if you want to get into buying a business, the pros and cons, because there are both. One has better tax ramifications, one has better cash flow, one has better depreciation, and the other one requires less down payment. So it just depends on you. How can I buy a house? I only have 1 year of tax returns from my company. Well, sir, if you wanted to buy a house, that's almost your 1 year tax return is kind of all you need if you know what you're doing. But there are programs out there to help individuals who want to buy a house. So you learn about the programs and you can kind of go from there, and or you learn about down payment assistance for these type of houses. And then, or you find somebody who has, you find loan programs to help people who only have a year worth of taxes. But even if your business only has 1 year of tax returns, you have 2 years of tax returns because you probably worked for an employee before. You can use those to fund your real estate deal. But you probably didn't even know that. And one thing about my tax business or the tax business that we own, we can review your taxes to see how much house you can even qualify for. And I don't know if you have a S corp, C corp, or a Schedule C, or not Schedule C, sorry, S corp, C corp, sole proprietorship, or LLC, or however your business structure is. Some of that stuff will make a difference. But we'll get into it. You know what I mean? How many SBA loans can you open per year? You can open up an SBA loan every 9 months, not to exceed $5 million in total debts. Someone said, I'm listening to a dude in a blazer and a Lacoste hat. Yeah, well, this Lacoste hat probably costs more than everything in your house. I'm sorry. On a house. Yeah. But I hate not having hats. So I always wear hats. And this is what's crazy. I oh I wear I'm always cold. I'm always code. I walk around with a blazer or a like a polo style zip up all day long, all day. Like I wake up, I'm no exaggerating. I wake up, I put on a blank T-shirt, and I put a blazer on top. I have probably 30 blazers, and I wear them like jackets. Like it's just a jacket to me. Like I walk around the house, like I'm literally laying on the couch under a blanket in a blazer, right? If you look close enough, you can see my dog hairs. Because my dog, I don't know if y'all heard me earlier, my dog lays on my blankets. And then I put the blanket on me and it gets on my shirt. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? I mean, I literally wear this all day long. And if I have to go somewhere, I just leave like this. I'm in Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, the movies. I'm in, so if you ever see me and I don't have a blazer on, it is what it is, right? And then, like I said, if I'm out somewhere and I see somebody I know and they say, "Hey, how you doing, sir? Hey, let me get a photo." Now I look presentable, I look decent, and I wear this all day long, literally all day long. I check my mailbox in this. I mean, except the gym, I'll always have these on. But it's like a regular jacket. It's just like a regular coat to me. Someone said, "Oh yeah, how many businesses can you open up every year?" Yeah, not to exceed $5 million in debt, and or you can open up as many businesses as long as you don't have exceed $5 million in debt, and you can get an SBA loan every 7 to 9 months if that's what you want to do. But if you are in the community and I teach you how to evaluate deals, you shouldn't even be open. You shouldn't even be looking at a second deal for at least 2 years. You should be looking at your second deal. If you bought a business, you should be looking at a deal probably every 2 years, because it takes about 2 years to either recoup and or start making real money. Because you want to take all the money out of the deal, and you never want to take money out of one deal and put it to another. You almost want to recoup your money first. So let's say, for example, you bought a business and you put $50,000 down, right? And let's say that business is making you $150,000. Okay, year one, you're taking your $50,000 out. Don't take the $150,000 of income you made, leave the $50,000 in the business just to go out and buy another business. Like that doesn't make sense. Get your money out of the deal first. Get your down payment out of it. Now you made 100,000, right? And then you take the $100,000 and you pay off all debts associated with that business. Not like pay off the loan, any type of like existing debts that you have. That's not the SBA loan. And then if you want to, you invest the rest of it, and then you can start living on some of that money too. And then year two, you don't have to pay back the $50,000. Now you can save up $50,000 to put down on another business if you want to. But now you're in year two, close to, almost at the end of year two. That's how I would do it. That's how I try to teach people how to do it. But sir or man, what kind of business you got? How much you make? Because majority of all bills, majority of home loans are contingent upon your debt to income ratio. How much money did you make last month, or how much money you made last year? So if you ain't got enough to afford the house, it's almost irrelevant anyways. What are the chances to use my HELOC as a down payment? Okay, I'll tell you like this. The banks hate using debt to buy more debt. It like throws off their balance sheets. But your debt, your money. JG Wentworth. It's my money. I do what I want, right? If you want to, I've heard of people using SBA loans to buy houses, down payment on houses. I've heard of people using I've heard of people using HELOCs to fund houses, fund more real estate houses. I've heard people use it to fund their business. I heard people use HELOC to buy a business. They don't like it, but in the end of the day, who cares? It's your money. You do it the shit you want to, you know. But there's ways you can do it. That's why you need to learn, Mr. Sean. Yeah, someone said when you're rich, you can wear what you want. Yeah, pretty much. Not necessarily though. I'm gonna kind of give y'all a look while y'all thinking of the next questions or while y'all thinking about whatever y'all thinking about, what questions y'all want to ask. I'm gonna kind of put y'all onto a different perspective. Especially when it comes to the minority community, man, it really bothers me when I talk about stuff like this. The minority community values appearance first. They don't value what you're saying. Okay? And it really shouldn't be like that. And we're one of the only type of people that do that. So if let's say I didn't have a blazer on, let's just say I had a regular t-shirt on and the t-shirt was kind of dingy. Let's say the t-shirt had paint stains on it all over because I was painting a house or something like that. Hey, congratulations on the wedding. I hope your wife knows she got a plan for life and ain't no bull crapping. I hope we do it part. Anyway, that's another story. Uh, if I dressed down, right? I know people out there who are worth millions, tens of millions of dollars, who teach people how to make money, and they show up in sweatpants and t-shirts and backwards hats. And they're not black. And their community eats every word that he says. But if I dressed in some Walmart hoodie or some shit, a backwards hat, a scruffy beard, looked all, y'all wouldn't know, half the people wouldn't even be in here now. It's almost like I have to get through a layer or a barrier of looks with certain people before people even acknowledge who I am. And it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. I've seen people on social media with, I'll go to their lives and they'll have 600 people in there. It'll be a white dude sitting in front of his house with a pair of $5 Walmart shades and an old dingy t-shirt. And his message is not even as powerful, as potent, or as worth it. It's not even worth the listen. Like, it's just regurgitating shit he probably heard off social media or something like that. Or there's no value in there. It's just talking. Be 1,000 people in there. And then somebody like me, I'll wear like suit jackets and I'll be presentable and I'll have to enunciate my words. I have to focus on what I'm saying so I don't sound like an idiot. And I barely scratch the surface. It shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't, but it is, right? It's an uphill battle for minorities. And the hardest people on me is not the outside community, it's my peoples. And it shouldn't be like that, but it is. I get more hate from my community than any other outside community. And the bad part about it is all I want to do is try to educate as many people as possible. But some people don't want to hear it. Some people's processing and some people's systems can't even process the fact that there are genuine people out there. People always think that people want a handout. People always think that people trying to get over on them. People always think that I'm coming from a position of trying to hurt you. Like, not everything in the world is a money grab. Not everything in the world is a place of I'm better than you, right? And it's kind of sad, like I said, I get on here all the time and I talk to anybody and everybody who got a question about finances, right? And I'll answer you specifically, right? I'll meet people that just get on here and talk vaguely. I can sit on here and talk about mindset all day if I wanted to. I can sit on here and talk about motivational. I can do that for 3 hours if I wanted to, but that doesn't help you. There are a lot of content creators out here, and all they do is do motivational. And I'm not gonna say any names. If you want to put them in the chat, that's fine. And I'll say yes or no or something like that. But you ever heard some of these people talk? You gotta have it. You gotta want it. You gotta have the dog in the fight. Who's gonna carry the boat? You gotta want it. What the fuck does that mean? How the hell does that help me? Okay, cool, I want it. How is that helping me? Motivation is only 10% of the battle. Yes, I do understand you need to have a proper mindset, but after that, what's next? What do I need to focus on? Do I need to focus on credit? Do I need to focus on investing? Do I need to focus on real estate? Do I need to focus on businesses? Do I need to start a business? Do I need to buy a business? What type of investments do I need? Do I need life insurance? Do I need a UIL? Do I need crypto? Because any fool can come up here and talk for 5 hours about passion and dreams and goal setting, but that shit doesn't help, right? And there's a lot of people out there that's all they talk about. If you sit back and really analyze, get a piece of paper out and a pad and a paper and write down everything that's applicable to your life. Write down everything that you could implement in your life. Ooh, this guy says go do this at the credit bureau. Ooh, this guy says go to this bank and ask for this kind of money. Ooh, this guy says look into these different types of investments because they pay the best dividend and best interest. You won't, because they don't talk about that shit. It's just all mindset, mentality, bullshit. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just waiting for y'all to ask me some questions now. Let's get to it. Someone said, how much does it cost to open an LLC? Depending on your state. Go to your Secretary of State, and or for you would go to your LLC setup, click the link in there, and then put in your state. Boom. See, that's practical. That's applicable. That's tangible gain. Any of y'all can go do that. Search Secretary of State, LLC setup for your state. Fill out the form. Wow. Boom. Rocket science, right? Rocket science. We're talking about rocket science. Is there value in tiny homes? I have 5 homes on a lot. Is that considered commercial? Okay, you asked 2 questions at once. Is there value in tiny homes? There's value in anything. 1, 2, if you are renting them for more than you're paying for them, then yes, there's value. If you bought a tiny home for $50,000, will it be worth $500,000 10 years from now? Probably not. You're probably going to be a tiny home is almost going to be worth the value of what you paid for it. Actually, probably be worth a little less. A tiny home is almost considered to me like a trailer or a mobile home. Mobile homes really don't have that much value. Mobile homes are worth the land that they're on. So if you have land and the mobile home, you got something. If you have a tiny home sitting on a lot, then you ain't got nothing, right? You just have the tiny home with a lot of the mobile home, and it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for you. You know, $5,000, $10,000, and then they got to pay a $500, $1,000 lot fee. So the lot with mobile homes on it is commercial. Mobile home lots are considered commercial lots, depending on how many homes are on there too. If it's considered one resident, you're getting like technical jargon now. but I don't know the significance. I don't know the relevancy. Maybe for funding or financing. I don't know. 4 homes that are considered one resident is because it's financed at a residential cost. 5 homes, mobile homes or tiny homes, is a commercial community. Unless all the tiny homes had one shared address, it's you're getting into some weird area if you wanted to get into it, right? But if you okay, I guess the moral of the question is, do tiny homes have value? Yes. If you rent them out, sure. Could you sell the tiny home for more than you paid for it? Probably not. That's just the way it works. But good question though. It's a different perspective of that question. It's just a different mindset, a different outlook on that, and different understanding. But I don't know if you want to buy or build more tiny homes, or I don't know what you want to do with that though. But like I said, we're streaming all over social media. Got quite a few people in here. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Like I said, if you're watching from anywhere but YouTube, click on YouTube. I see Instagram in the house. I see Twitter. 2 Instagram pages, which I don't know about the other one, and I'm never on it. But yeah, Twitch. Welcome in, Mr. The one Twitcher I got. I got like 10 followers on Twitch. I'm never on there. I lost my password, but glad you're in here. Say something. I almost want to be the biggest financial content streamer on Twitch because I go there and it's all like video games and shit, or Kai Sanai and Speed. I don't know how the hell they getting all these damn views. I don't know. I just need to start doing stupid stuff and dancing. People, people clip me out or something. I don't know. But welcome in. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, we're streaming Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. We all in the house. We are all in the house. Speaking of commercial, since we're talking about commercial loans, since y'all being all shy, I guess we'll talk about real estate. So if you wanted to get into real estate, someone asked another real estate question on Instagram too. If you wanted to get into real estate, you got to understand the difference between commercial loans and residential. Commercial loan means that you are buying or apartment complex or a warehouse. An apartment complex is considered an apartment if it has 5 units or more. So if you're buying 6 units, 5 units, 12 units, 100 units, 1,000 units, it is considered a commercial property or an apartment. If you are buying 4 units or more, you have a fourplex, duplex, quadplex, single family home, it is considered a residential. Okay. Residential funding is easier than commercial. So what that means is it's easier to buy 4 units than it is to buy 5 units. So if you had 4 units, which is now 12 units, it's easier to buy them 4 at a time than it is to buy 112. It's a little cheaper too. You can get, if you lived in a unit, you can buy, if you lived in one of the units, you can buy 4 units with 0 down, especially if you're a veteran. If you're a veteran, you can buy 4 units with 0 down. If you're just an individual, you can do an FHA loan. You can put 3.5% down. Let's say 4 units are $200,000. $200,000, and that's $7,000. 3.5% of 200,000 is $7,000. You're gonna finance the 193, and let's say your payment on 193 is $1,500. If all 3 of the units are written out for $700 a piece, 700, 700, 700, you live in one, 7 plus 7 plus 7, that's 2,100. Your house payment, your PITA, property taxes, mortgage, and insurance is $1,500. You're making $600 to live in this place. So now you could take the $700 profit and go out to the club. You could take the money that you was going to be spending on rent. You can go out to the club and buy a Hellcat, and you think you're doing it because you're saving $1,000 a month rent, and then you're making $700, which is $1,700 profit in theory. But somebody who knew what they was talking about would just pay the mortgage like it's just a house payment. You take the $700 from each house, which is now $2,100, and now you invest that. And don't live off of it. Don't go to the club. Don't go eating out. Don't get no scat pack. That's dumb, right? You barely getting your feet wet. Now you spending the little money you got on dumb shit. I see it all the time. I see people start to get a little traction, start to get a little motion, starting to get somewhat ahead in life, and then they take their winnings or their earnings or their profit and they dwindle it on dumb shit. Yo, man, you flip this house or you got an inheritance. What you gonna do with it? You just made 40 grand. You just made $20,000. You got a duplex. The duplex is paying you $1,500 a month. What are you doing with this? Man, shit, I'm living life. I need this just to survive. You need the extra $1,500 a month to survive? What the fuck are you surviving? R. Kelly? Some people didn't get that joke. But anyways, moral of the story is, man, you got to take the profits you're making and put it into something that's going to make you more money. And then once that makes you more money, then you keep flipping up. You keep flipping up. Keep flipping up. And then till one day you flipped up so much that you don't have to flip no more. Okay? That's the game. That's the hustle, people. A lot of people just overthink this shit. Okay, so I'm gonna get to y'all questions. I want to get to this one first. Somebody said, I want to buy a Challenger and put it on Turo. Let me help you out. Better question. Why? Out of all the cars in the world, why a Challenger? Why a Hellcat? Why a Scat Pack? Because you want to drive it on the weekend and stuff? I thought like Scat Packs and shit like that is like, I think they're like top 3 stolen cars. Do you want to buy the car to make money? Or do you want to buy the car so you can drive it and make money on the side? I mean, that's like, if you're going to do it to make money, a Challenger is not where it's at. I got a buddy. I wish I had my phone available. He has 15 cars. And they're all cars that you would never think that to put on Turo. There are the bottom of the barrel, barely go. See, that's your problem. Because you want to be cool and try to make money on the side. Throw that cool shit out the window, man. Fuck being cool. Fuck a Challenger. If you want, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I've driven and been in all the cars, every car you can imagine. Challengers and Hellcats and Durangos, those shit don't turn heads. Lamborghinis, Rolls Royce, Cybertruck will turn some heads. Those type of cars turn heads. Make enough money to buy a real head turner, not a fucking Charger. You know, and then also too, my buddy with 15 cars, dude, Honda Civics, Nissan Centuries, uh, Jeep Compasses, freaking minivans. He has like 3 caravans. Are caravans cool? No. I don't know if I drive a fucking caravan. But now my buddy makes about $250,000 to $300,000 a year, renting out 2016, 2015, 2014 cheap ass cars. He buys them. You know, think about it like this. Let's say you bought a Challenger. Okay, let's say the Challenger is 50,000. You know how many 2014 Nissan Sentras I can buy for $50,000? Let's say you have the Hellcat. Your payment is $1,000. Okay, $50,000. Let's do this. $50,000 cash. You bought a Challenger, Hellcat, or whatever the fuck them shits are. You rent it out for $100 a month, $100 a day. Okay, $100. Let's say you rent it for 15 days. That's $1,500. Wow, that's some good money. Wow, that's good. You go buy a Nissan Sentra, 2014, $8,000. You rent that shit out for $40, $45. I'll make it 50 just to make it easier. $50. You rent that shit out for 15 days. That's $750. You buy a Dodge Caravan for $9,000. 80,000, 90,000 miles, 2014. You rent that out for $50. Now you're at $100. So you spent $16,000 to make the same amount of money that you would make on a Hellcat for $50,000. Stop me when I'm wrong. Anybody? It's damn near 100 y'all ain't. Stop me when I'm wrong. Now I can go buy a little Honda Civic. I can buy a Honda Accord. I can buy a Honda Pilot. I can buy another Caravan. And I bought 5 cars with this. I bought 6 cars with this $50,000. And now I have a fleet of cars. Now instead of $1,500 a month, which is $17,000, $18,000 a year, which you're not quitting your job with an extra $17,000, $18,000 a year. Now I got a fleet of cars that's probably making me $40,000, $50,000 a year. Now, $50,000 a year, we making some moves. We get some motion now. But if you just want to go out and buy a Hellcat just to be cool, be my guest, sir. Be my guest. And then it is the top 3 stolen cars. A lot of people ain't out here stealing no damn Honda Pilots. People ain't stealing no damn Caravans. People ain't stealing no damn Nissan Sentras. They fucking stealing them Hellcats. And then you rent it out 3 months from now. Some damn idiot named Pookie. You rent it to some 19-year-old. He doing donuts in the damn middle of the street. Because I see it on Instagram all the time. And now he done balled out your tires. And now you try to sue his ass. But he used a damn credit card with no money on it. Now you got to sue his ass. Now you got to replace $500 tires. You trying to make money or you trying to be cool? You trying to be rich or you trying to be the coolest guy on the block? You want to be the guy that says, yo, man, I pulled up on them fools in that new Challenger. I was cool as fuck. Or you want to let the guy that let your money speak for itself? Yo, man, when last time you seen old boy? I don't know, man, but every time I see him on social media, he talking about buying a new car for his fleet. Someone says, so no Tesla for your daily? Fuck no. I'll drive that damn minivan every damn where. But people don't understand struggle. People don't understand delayed gratification. You know, people don't. I mean, I was worth millions, and I had a 2009 Toyota Prius, man, that was had paint stains on it. And that shit got like 60 miles to the gallon. And I drove that shit everywhere. I would go to real estate closings where I netted 6 figures. And the people would see me pull up in the Prius or pull up in the Honda Fit, or people would see me pull up in my old Nissan 4x2. Listen, 1989. No, I think it was 1990. 1990 Nissan hardbody pickup truck. It had no bed. The bed was rusted. I threw a piece of wood plank back there, but I had to replace it every 6 months because it rotted. It was 3 different colors, and it drifted when I went over 60 miles an hour. I had one seatbelt. When me and my wife rode in it, my girlfriend at the time, I gave her the seatbelt because if I crashed, I was out. One seatbelt. I would go do $100,000, $1 million deals in that pickup truck. And people like, yo, I know you can afford a better truck. Why don't you buy a newer car? I said, well, kiss my ass because I'm trying to be rich. Because one day, now, I can sit and talk about how I did it instead of going out here buying Hellcats and Challengers and bullshit with my money. But people don't believe in delayed gratification. I drove shit for 15 years. Right? Well, actually, I won't even say 15 years. It was about my first 3 years, I was balling. I started making money. Club, Louis, Gucci, Rolex, Escalades, Tahoes, Audis, Lexus, Mercedes. I bought all that shit. Rolls Royce, bought it all up. And I was just like, why? Why? Why am I spending the money that I struggled so hard to get to impress other motherfuckers who could give a damn about me? Yo, I see you too, sir. You have to start looking at the big picture and some of this stuff, man. You have to start looking at your purpose. What's the whole point of this, man? Purpose. Why are you doing it? Why are you working every day? Why are you going and waking up at 5 a.m. to go deal with some ass clown who don't know half as much as you? That one employee, one coworker who's annoying as hell. Or deal with traffic for an hour and a half. And y'all talk about a commute. When I was in the military, my commute was 45 minutes to work. And I see you, B. 45 minutes to work, an hour home. And every time I made that commute, I told myself, I will never work for anyone else again. Never work for anyone else again. That commute in itself burned in my mind. Let alone when I got to work and I'm dealing with bullshit all day that didn't progress me in my life or make me any more money. The commute itself, I would ride, I would get in my car, and I would turn off the music, turn off my cell phone. One with my thoughts, telling myself, there's not an amount of money that someone will give me for me to have to commute and deal with bullshit I don't care about, ever. You could offer me $1 million a year salary and I'll tell you to fuck off. You couldn't do it. I could not. I cannot. I will not do that again. And something needs to, all of y'all need to like have the trigger. Something every single one of y'all have to tell y'all something needs to happen, right? I don't know what it is. I don't know what's your. You got to get back into a wall, and something needs to happen, and you need to tell yourself, yo, this is it. I am done with this shit. I cannot do this no more. And I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I will do it. And when I meet people like that and I talk to them for more than 5 minutes, I already know. I already know. I say, yo, you gonna make it. Hey, Mr. Richard, I'm ready. Okay, cool. Why you say that? Work ain't paying me enough. My boss getting on my nerves. Ain't enough money to go around. I'm tired of this shit. I'm frustrated. I feel like I'm not getting. I'm stagnant in my life. I'm not getting nowhere. I can't do this shit no more. I fucking can't do it. And I was like, all right. And then, or they'll start saying stuff like, I don't care what it is. I don't care what you tell me to do. I'll do it. And when people get that weird ass like, I'll do anything type deal, you know they will. You know they will. And one thing about our community is a lot of people in our community feel like that, but instead of doing the right thing, they do the wrong thing. Right? Because we've struggled and lived below means for so long that we'll just take any type of chances necessary to try to get ahead. But those type of chances that people do generally result in going to jail or worse. Right? Not going to talk morbidly on this, but you know what I mean? But I ain't gonna say I can respect it, but I can also kind of not necessarily appreciate it, but I can see the drive. You know, people against their back is against the wall and they want a way out, right? They're just choosing the wrong avenue. And then this is what's so crazy is that sometimes when I get people in the community, or I get a one-on-one, or I get a consultation with people, the more comfortable they are, the harder it is for me to get them to do something because people associate a little comfort with success, or they get comfortable and they don't want to do anything to progress because they think that that's the answer, or they feel like, oh man, I've struggled for so long and I'm kind of getting ahead and I don't want to go back to struggling again. But majority of money progression doesn't work like that. Money progression typically goes up. It generally or rarely goes down if you know what you're doing. So, and then the bad part about it is, say if you took everything you got and you had to start over again, right? If you have the necessary skills, the attitude, and the mental fortitude to get ahead, you can do it again. You can take all the money I have now and start me over, and I'll be right back on top. 6 months, right back, because I already know what I'm doing. Same thing. You just got to learn it. Someone said, at least you got to enjoy the nice cars for a bit. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But it's not even enjoyable. Like you have a nice car. Think about the car you got now. Like, does it make you feel better about yourself when you drive your car? Like who cares? That should get me from A to B. I don't care. I don't care. You shouldn't care either, but people do. I don't know why. Someone said, if I have $20,000, should I save? I have $20,000 saved. What do you think I should do? Real estate or businesses? I think you should click the link in the bio and join the free class because I talk about different ways to buy businesses. I talk about different ways to buy real estate, and I talk about the pros and cons in them. Come to the free class. It's Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. And I don't sell you information or anything like that. So if you want to come learn more, do that. And if y'all watching from YouTube, I appreciate it. Got a decent amount of people in here. Go to YouTube and watch from there. Go to YouTube, type in the Rich Get Richer, and start watching from there. It's the same feed. It just pays me to be there if you're there. All right, so let's get to the question. Someone said, "Is an event hall commercial?" Yes. Do you live in an event hall? Yes, event halls are commercial. Uh, Someone said, "What is the most common mistake that you see when someone is buying a business?" Uh, first, first things first is the amount of money it makes. I, for sure, I associate and deal with a lot of business brokers. So a real estate broker sells real estate. Wow, crazy concept, right? A business broker sells businesses. I know a few business brokers who will say, "Hey, man, I know you help people buy businesses, or I know you buy businesses too. I have some here. If you're interested in any of them, let me know." Okay. I mean, I probably get an email like that 5 times a day. I probably look at 50 businesses a day, just screwing off or something like that. And I'll look at some of these, and I'll let's say if it's $1 million business and it's producing like to the owner $75,000 a year, and I'll say, "Bro, this ain't shit. There's no way in hell that anybody should buy this. This number is horrible." And then after about 2 months, 3 months, they say, "Yo, Miss Rich, I got a new list. I got some new businesses on there. Let me know if you're interested in one." All right, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'll look at the list and I'll see that same deal. They'll say pending. And I'll say, "How the fuck is this pending? This $1 million business shouldn't be selling no more than $250,000 max." And I know they didn't come up their number that much, but people are, what's the proper terminology? People are blinded by the beauty of the business. Oh my goodness. People don't want to hear this. People don't want to hear this. People would rather have a business that's beautiful, that doesn't make any money, than a business that's ugly, that makes a shit ton of money. Say that again. I'm not telling you this because this is something I just make up. This is what I see all the time. People love the idea of a business more so than they love the ideal of making money. Like think about like a Gucci handbag or a Louis Vuitton handbag. People love the idea of Gucci or Louis or Hermes bags more so than the practicality of those bags. Now, if I went to Walmart and got a bag, that Walmart bag, if it was 100% leather, would probably last just as long. And I paid $100 for it. Would last just as long as a $3,000 Chanel bag. Just as long, if not longer. But people are in love with the idea that a Chanel bag makes them feel than about the price that's associated with the Chanel bag. Okay? When people have businesses for sale, people are in love with certain business ideas more so than the fact of the bag of the business itself. Like any type of like beautiful business, they fly off the shelves, and people buy them wrong. And that to me is a common mistake. So things like, so if y'all want to just give me a comment and tell me what y'all feel or what y'all think, industries that are like beautiful or people that are like, man, that seems like it'd be so cool. Those type of industry, anything that people brag to other people, "I own a blah blah blah. I have a blah blah blah." Any of those, anything like that, those are common mistakes because people overpay for that shit because they want to be cool instead of want to make money. Things like a Dunkin' Donuts, hell, a coffee shop. I own this little cute coffee shop down the street. I own a clothing boutique. I own a McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the worst franchises to own. They don't make shit. You know who make money at McDonald's? McDonald's, motherfucker. The McDonald family make money off of McDonald's. You probably getting 4 or 5% returns on that shit, right? You get a fat percentage because say if it produces $1 million, if it produces $1 million, you get 5%, that's 50 grand. But that's shit. People just in love with the idea of a McDonald's. Laundromats, car washes. People love those industries. And a lot of times people know that people love those industries, so they throw their damn business out there at some ridiculous rate. Yeah, I got a laundromat. It's $1 million. How much does it make? It makes 80 grand a year. What the fuck? So I gotta have this damn thing for 9 years if I get my money out of it? You nuts. Somebody said most franchises, not necessarily. Not necessarily, but you need to learn. Franchises sometimes can't be that bad. Sometimes franchises are okay. You just got to know how to evaluate. But I'll tell you something too. Every student or every mentee or every consultation that I've ever done, everyone, every single one will say, "Yo, I have um, I have 5 businesses that I want to buy." And I say, "Okay, cool. Before you have them right now, copy paste. Yep, cool. Let me show you how to properly evaluate a business." And I show them numbers wise why some things are good and some things are not, why this makes sense, why this doesn't. And I generally 99% of the time don't get any backlash because I'm financially showing you why certain industries make sense. I'm financially showing you why this does make sense. And then they'll say, "Okay, damn, that's pretty good. I appreciate that. Okay, those 5 businesses, send them to me now." Cool. Look at the 10 seconds. Wow, never mind. This sucks. Yes, it does suck. Next. It's a little better, but wow, this is not that good either. Yes, it sucks because people are in love with certain industries and the ideal of certain businesses instead of loving the money and financial aspect of it. Okay? And you got to learn. And I'm here to teach you. Link in the bio. So, anyways, somebody said, "I have $200,000 to invest." What I'm about to say, people, anybody who know me, anybody who know me, somebody said, "I got $200,000 to invest. I just sold a house. Could I should I buy another foreclosure or such?" Brother, you, my friend, anybody who knows me know what I'm about to say. Brother, you must be new here. You are already rich and you don't even know it. 200,000, wow, brother, you are sitting on a gold mine. You are rich and don't even know it. Meaning, when I tell people okay, here we go. So for those who don't know, who knew, he seemed like he's new. He said, I'm lost. I got you. When I ask people to define what rich is, I get 100 different answers. But when we break down rich is not having to worry about bills, having a lifestyle that you want, and almost comically doing whatever you want. You can go as you please. You can come as you please. You don't really answer to anybody. You are, in theory, rich. So let's break down rich as it pertains to a physical number, because it is what it is. A lot of people think like $1 million or 500,000, 200,000, or $100,000 is rich. No. You're thinking about it simplistically. I need $1 million. You're a dummy. Don't do that. $1 million does not make you rich. Making money that you have to do little to no work for, that covers all your expenses, in theory, makes you rich. If your total bills every month is $10,000 and you own a business or a real estate or a process or something, a side hustle, whatever, that makes you $20,000 a year. Meaning that you can not work, not do shit, and have an abundance left of money at the end of the month. You are financially free, my friend. You, in theory, are rich. You're rich on time now. You're rich on time. Time is the game. Your objective is to not spend your time working for other people. Once you break that cycle, then you can spend all the rest of your time making more money. Think about it like this. You work 8 hours a day, maybe 9 if you have a lunch, hour commute there, hour commute back home, right? That's 11 hours, including an hour to get ready to work. You work 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, let's say if I gave you one of those days back, but for those 12 hours, all you have to do is focus on making money. Would you start making more money? Yes, because you're devoted 12 hours a day. Now, let's flip that. I'm going to give you 2 days. So 24 hours, 12 days on Monday, 12 hours on Friday, right? Saturday, Sunday, you do what the hell you want. Saturday, Monday and Friday, you spend 12 of those hours, Monday and Friday, trying to make more money, buying side hustles, buying real estate, buying businesses, managing businesses, starting side hustles, freaking mowing lawns, flipping couches. Who cares? 12 hours a day, 2 days a week. Would you make more money? Yes, you would. 3 hours a day, or 3 days. Yes, you would. You'll make more money. 4 days. You work 1 day a week. Let's say Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, you have to spend 12 hours a day making money. You would default make more money because you're spending so much time devoted towards making money. You will automatically, just in theory, start making more money because you're going to start associating. You have the time and the resources that you can devote to it. That's the objective, people. You need to get your time back. You're sitting on 200,000. I'll even make this super easy. Let's say you did $200,000. Let's say you put, hypothetical situation, 20% down on a business, which businesses don't even 20% down. But let's say you put 20% down on a business. $200,000 is $1 million company. Let's say the $1 million company is doing 40% margins, which they're out there. 40% margins, that's $400,000 a year. That's $35,000 a month. After the first year of owning this company that you bought existing, you have made $400,000. You put $200,000 down, meaning you still profit $200,000. $200,000 is somewhere in the range of $17,000 a month. If you can use an extra $16,000 a month, put a boom emoji in the chat. If you could quit your job with $16,000 extra a month, put a 1 in the chat. So you have $200,000. You bought a business for $1 million. The business makes you $400,000. You paid yourself back your $200,000. So in theory, you risk nothing. You already got your money out of the deal. So if it goes bankrupt, who gives a fuck? You already got your money out of the deal. You still profited $200,000, which is about $16,000 a month, right? And that's the first year. Let's take the second year. Year 2. Let's say you didn't make $400,000 that year. Let's say you made $350,000. Yeah, sales went down. Who cares? $350,000. Do you have to pay back the $200,000 you put? No, you've already paid yourself back. So that $350,000 a year is all profit. So now you pay yourself as a manager in your business. You just pay yourself a simple $100,000 of the profit, just so you can sit your ass at home and not work. You still have $250,000 left. So what do you do with the $250,000? You go buy a house, you go to the club, you buy some Hellcats, some Chargers, some Gucci, you take a vacation? Fuck no. You buy another $1 million company. Boom. So now you're in year 3. You put $200,000 down on that business. That business is going to make you, let's say if it's producing $400,000 a year in profit, you're going to pay yourself back the $200,000 you borrowed from yourself. But you still make a $200,000 profit. So now you got an extra $200,000. But business 1 produced you $350,000 year 3. So now you got $250,000. You got $200,000 from business 2. You got $350,000 from business 1. So now you made $550,000. You pay yourself $100,000 as an employee, but you're still sitting on $450,000. So what do you do now? You go buy the Hellcats, you buy the Chargers, you buy the Durangos? Fuck no. You take the $450,000 of profit and then you invest it into an ETF, mutual fund, index fund. Let's say the average stock market returns is 10.1% since the Great Depression, 1933. That $450,000 is going to make you $45,000 in interest a year. So now year 4, you make another $450,000. And then the $450,000 you got in the ETF is going to make you $50,000 more dollars. Now you're sitting on $900,000 in 4.5 years. That's going to produce you 10%, $90,000 a year that you don't even have to fucking work for. On top of the $100,000 you pay yourself as a salary. Now you are a millionaire in 5 years off a $200,000 investment by owning 2 or 3 companies, people. So when I say to you, you are already rich and don't even know it, I'm not talking to hear my fucking self, because I've done it. That's why we're here. I'm trying to school y'all. But hey, I can lead the horse to water, but I can't make him drink it. Say word. Say word. For those who are new here, when I say word, y'all put word in the comment section. Say word. 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 Hey, I got a buddy. My old boss is in the house. I'm recording this class, man. You can't be putting me on blast, man. But sir, I'm telling you what. I actually just retired this year, man. I'm doing pretty good, sir. We'll leave it at that. I'm wearing whatever shoes I want to. I hope all is well, man. I hope you're doing good. You still down in good old South Kakalaki? Hope you're doing great, man. You know, I knew you would. Hey, man, I was cheap as hell. Drive that old ass pickup truck. Hey, remember me and you used to talk about we used to talk about buying them old school trucks, trying them cheap ass trucks in India and sent them over here. We still need to do that. Them little Tata tutus or whatever the hell they was called. Mm. But I appreciate it though. I'm glad somebody believed in me. But I mean, all honesty, back in the day, I moved up to a farm and I'm raising goats. Oh man, that's dope. I hope all is well. I remember I'm gonna tell you something too since you in here. I always give people their flowers. I call it giving flowers. It's like acknowledging people whenever they're around because whenever they're gone or you never see them again, it's hard to tell people how much you appreciated them. And back in the day, you really wasn't hard on me. I was just a young, dumb knucklehead who didn't know no better, running around just being stupid. And I mean, you never like disrespected me. You always talked to me with respect. And when I first like met you, you came off as like, I didn't know you, and you had like a real southern drawl. I mean, a lot of people that have my backgrounds don't take too kindly to people with like southern drawl and stuff like that because there's a lot of like divide amongst people from like my area and your area. You know what I mean? But you never like looked at me differently. You always treated me with respect, and you always listened to what I had to do. You never really gave me a hard time, and there was some things that you did at work and off work that I almost like truly admired, and I really appreciate the guidance that you did. I really something that you did that I really really like kind of got me involved in real estate. Is that you had like a carport at that one house you had, and I think you built like a garage or something around your carport, and then it's something that I was asking you about it. I don't know if you remember that. I'm sure you do remember that fucking building that damn carport or building that garage. And I said to you, I said, "Oh man, you putting this money in this house. Now you can sell it and make more money." And then you said, "Nah, man, I'm just keep this and I'm gonna keep this house forever. I'm gonna live here forever." And then and then you said something like, "Yo, man, I only spent like 6 or 7 grand, but I increased the value of this home by like 25,000." And you know, when I'm just a young dumb kid, and I'm thinking to myself, "Man, damn, this dude he pretty much forced appreciation of his house." There's not a lot of things that you can just put money into, and then it pretty much double or triple the value of something. And it almost got me thinking about just a different perspective on just like real estate. I was living in the little maintenance trailer with Stroll and Prentice and Eli and Douglas, if you remember him. And it just gave me a different perspective. And then I was like, "Yo, man, I gotta own my own home." I think you, who else owned a home? You, Chance, and I want to say, I think Metz or Catterton bought a house too. And I was like, "How the hell they buying houses, man? I could buy a house too." And that kind of got me starting my real estate journey. I don't know if you paid 74 and sold it for 220, and you live in it, so you didn't have to pay capital gains tax. You got the fat check. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you as a role model, almost like a bigger brother figure. And you know, I never told you thank you for everything, but I really appreciate you for giving me some guidance and wisdom and being hard enough on me to not like discourage me, but hard enough to where I can get the objective of what you want to accomplish. But I thank you for that, sir. All right, enough of that. But I don't know if you know, Mr. Sir. I don't like to say this is recording, so I don't like to say like specific people's names and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if you know now, but your boy caked up. I got over 100 properties, 2 apartment complex, and own like 8 different businesses. I enjoyed your humor, yeah. Now I just sit around all day and play around on the internet. It is what it is, though, man. I retired a couple years back. My supervisor asked me did I want to go for master, and I said, "Nah, I'm good. I don't need the money. I just want to be done. I want assurance. That's why I'm here. I'm just doing my time, right? Living in Florida now, even though it kind of sucks here with the storms and stuff, but I'm doing good. Healthy as an ox. No major military injuries like everybody. Knee problems, shoulder problems, back problems. My knees hurt a little bit, but disability wise, well, I'm off the. It's all good, sir. But thank you for being here. I'm about to get off in a sec. I got stuff to do. It ain't this. But yeah, preguntas, questions. Oh yeah, sorry, Mr. Sir. Take care. Stay in touch. Yeah, you need anything, man? You let me know. I'm not milking no goats though. I made a small fortune in that small town, man. I back in the day, man, I was buying houses in the hood. I think you retired by the time I started getting into it. I think you was out of there. But I started buying houses in the hood for 20, 30, $40,000, and I was them shit's making me about $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month now. Cut that check. What is the best business? What is the best business to buy? To what degree of absentee owner really absentee? Good question. So whenever you have, I want you to think about where you work and how often do you ever see the owner? Because contrary to your belief and contrary to your understanding of money, somebody owns that process. Somebody makes money off of you working there. Okay? Somebody makes money off that process. How often do you see that person, him or her, in that process? Let's say you work at Walmart. The owners of Walmart, do you think they bag groceries? Do you think they clean up on aisle 5? No, they own the process that makes money. And the same thing can be said with a lot of businesses. Think about your local Chipotle. How often do you see the manager there or the owner? You don't see the owner because the owner hires managers, and you have multiple levels of management. You have a GM, then you have assistant manager, then you have shift managers, and then you might have a team lead, and then you have associates or employees. That hierarchy or structure is pretty much prevalent in all different types of businesses and avenues. You know, it's everywhere. And think about your role at your job. You probably an associate, you might be a team lead, you might be a shift lead, you might be an assistant manager, or you might be a general manager. But the owner doesn't need to be there. The owner controls the process. Sometimes owners can be there. You have owner operators. And sometimes they're semi-absentee. Sometimes they come in on the weekend. Sometimes they might show up on a Friday. Sometimes they might show up on a Monday, do inventory. Sometimes they might do the bookkeeping. Sometimes they might just walk around and see if the damn place ain't fell apart. Sometimes they're just completely absentee. It's the manager's job to tell the owner what faults or what problems is going on in the business. And if you have a good dynamic with your managers, then your managers will tell you everything you need to do. You don't have to be there. You can Skype or FaceTime with a manager. Hey, we open at 9. It's 7:30. You're already there. Walk me through the building and let's just tell me what's going on. Yeah, we got a leaky faucet here. Okay, cool. Did you call anybody to come out and look at it? No, I will though. Cool. Add it to your list. Right? That's the manager's job. Ensure that that building is running flawlessly. And then the manager's job is to ensure that that business is running flawlessly. And then the manager's job is to ensure that that business is making money. Because if that business don't make money, then the manager don't make money. And if the manager don't make money, the assistant manager don't make money. The assistant manager don't make money, then the leads don't make money. And if the leads don't make money, the employees don't make money. And then everybody loses their job. I lose my investment, you lose your job. But the bad part about it is when I lose that business, I'm not broke. When you lose your job, then you got to find another job. So you do your job right, and I'll do my job. I'll pay the bills, and you make me money. And when I make you money, I'll pay you a paycheck. It's a great dynamic. It's a great exchange. You do a service, I pay your bills. You want work-life balance? I don't want none of that. I want money. You want to get off at 12 and go to your kid's recital? Cool. That's fine. Right? I'll work 24 hours a day and make millions. I don't need the balance. I want the money. Some people want the balance. Some people want the money. Now I have both. Well, better than most. Somebody asked, how do you get started buying businesses? You got to learn, my guy. Link in the bio. Go to the link in the bio. It should be a Stan Store link, or it should be my website, therich.getricher.com. It's going to be one thing to click on. It's going to say, be your own boss. And if you're interested in credit, business funding, investing, real estate, Section 8, Sub 2, lease options, you're interested in that stuff. Buying businesses, scaling your business, evaluating businesses, Turo, whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Click the link in the bio, join a free class, and then we'll go from there. Especially Mr. 200 Thou Wow, you need some help. 200 beans, bro? You rich and don't even know it. And then the bad part about it, Mr. 200 Thou Wow, if you're still in here, comment if you're still in here, Mr. 200 Thou Wow. If you don't even have to put $200,000 down. We could put $200,000 in a brokerage account, an investment account, and then you can take a loan out against the investment account, and then use the investment to fund your business deals. So in theory, you're not even risking any of your money. It's nasty work out there, bro. It's nasty, man. Shit done got serious. Man, the shit done got serious. What was the website? Yeah, it's click the link in the bio, click my name, go to my main page, wherever you are. I don't know where you're watching. You'll see a link. Click the link, and it'll say be your own boss. It'll say a sign that says be your own boss. Click that. And then just go from there. Man, shit done got. What you laughing at, man? Shit done got serious. La, da, 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 da. Man, shit done got serious. All right, couple more questions, and I got to get off here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. When building wealth, do you recommend starting off building credit? Yeah, but that's a good question. That's a great question. Whenever you're talking about building wealth or building your finances, um, I have a technique that I like to call the 4 pillars. I'm in the process of writing a book on this, so I'm gonna kind of break it down a little bit now, and then whenever you get a chance, you ever see the book for sale, buy the book. If you want to be successful, you have to either master or be able to scale these 4 aspects of your life when it comes to finances and money. If you get all 4 of these down, you're good. Okay? All 4 of these. 1, credit. Personal credit, business credit. Not going to harp on it too much. You have to master your credit. Right? I have, and I'll even show you, I'll even say them, and then I'll show you, I'll say how I did it. Personal credit, 760 credit score. Business credit, I have millions of dollars in business funding. Millions of dollars in business funding. Right? Millions of dollars in business funding. So business credit wise, and these the big boys. These the big boys. This is $2 million worth of lines of credit, people. $2 million. Now, I'm asking you a serious question. If you had access to $2 million of credit, what would you buy? But you had to buy something that make money. It's rhetorical. You didn't even got to answer. It's irrelevant. Just think about it. $2 million worth of credit. And that's just on these 3. And that's just on these 3. That's not including the ones over here. Master credit. Next, investing, mutual funds, ETFs, high yield savings accounts, index funds, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, 401k, IRAs, IULs, whatever the hell they're called, life insurance. Understanding and grasping all of those assets that produce you money year over year. Okay? And now you don't even want to talk about my portfolio. I probably drop 60 to 70 grand a month in my my funds. 60 to 70 grand a month. Think about that. When I'm 55, 60 years old, I'm gonna be getting checks for about $1 million to $2 million a month for the rest of my life. Just adding money on top of money. It is what it is. And then I'm gonna give it to my kids, and they can make $1 million a month. I don't give a shit. They can do whatever they want to with it. They're gonna be spoiled as fuck, and they just don't even know it. Next is real estate. Owning your own home, buying rental properties, multifamily, apartments, commercial, syndication, wholesaling, bird dogging, Section 8, mastering all forms of real estate. That's pillar 3. Pillar 4 is ownership of processes that make you money. Businesses, vending machines, cars on Turo, Airbnb, buying businesses, starting businesses, anything that makes you money while you're sleeping. You don't work the process makes you money though. Now, if you bought something that makes you money, you still can make money while you're sleeping, but you make more money. If I had a business that I own that I work 60 hours a week, how many businesses can I own? Two max. I have a business that I work an hour a week. Well, how many can I own? Well, shit, 50. Whatever, how many you want? And those are the four pillars that you need to master. And if you haven't mastered any of these, you need to be shown and taught how to do it. And congratulations, I'm here to teach. So if you're interested, sign up for the free class. Click the link in the bio. Join, let's get started. But make sure you're following. I'm always out here giving all the game away. I'm always trying to school and teach and educate because I kind of comically like it. The way I talk to you now is how I talk to myself. You think I'm hard on you guys, I'm twice as hard on myself. And you need to be shown and pushed, and you need to learn different perspectives on your finances. You can't just go through life doing the same shit every day and expecting the same result. You will not get ahead. You will be stagnant in your life, and you won't achieve what I feel that is achievable for anybody. You just got to put in the work, and you got to do what it takes to get there. But anyways, hope you found value in this. If you did, at least follow. That's free, right? You want to sign up for something, that's fine. If you don't want to sign up, that's cool too. No sweat off my back. I got money before this. I got money after this. It don't make me no difference. If you want to change your life trajectory, let's get to it. See you in class. I'll be the Zane. Later, dudes.